Hi friends, welcome back to Beccarelli's Books. Today I am going to make one of these little tags. This is for a swap for Carol's Christmas tag swap on Oak House Journals. I put my hand up to do 3 swaps, so this is the first tag that I made to play with, and now I have to make 2 more. So I wanted to show you how I made it. So I have all of the pieces that I need here. This is how it is. It's got a little belly band that opens up. It is attached with a magnet. And then you open it up this way, and we've got a pocket here and a tuck up the top here. This is a hidden paper clip. And there's a pocket there. Alrighty, so let's get started. Okay, so this is the first time I've really done like an organized tutorial, so hopefully I'll be able to show you all of the pieces and it will make sense. Give me some feedback otherwise though. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is make this beautiful effect on the cover sheet, a cover page. So what we need is our 2 tag covers. So I've got the bases for the tags made here out of file folder, 2 of those, and I've just cut 2 more pieces of file folder, just a tiny bit smaller than the cover. All right, so we need those. And we also need a embossing folder. So I think for one of them I'm going to use the words, and the other one I'm going to use the music. Yeah, I think that will look nice. Okay. Alrighty, so let's get the Big Shot out. So these tags are going to be too big to run the whole thing in through here. Oh, there's the other one that I used. So what we're going to do is, because maybe I can't do the words because then the bottom words will be upside down. And with the Big Shot we need tab 1, pretty sure. No, we don't need any of the tabs, we just need the block. And we need 1 plate, and then we put in our folder and our second plate. Let's try not using the words. We'll just use this, what I used last time. And we'll just do half, and then we'll do the other half. Yep, there we go. All right. So there's our little cover part. So now the next step is to get out our heat proof mat and choose a colour of Distress ink. So I kind of got out the Christmassy colours, and I'm using like muted Christmassy colours for this one, but I've got lots of the same. I didn't realize I had so many of the very similar reds, but I think I'm going to use Fired Brick on this one, and we just get our ink pad and we just rub it over the top so it picks up all of that embossed section. And it doesn't matter if some of the ink gets on the background, because it will just look really nice anyway. Okay. Now if you want to, you can blend some of the background parts in a little bit. All right, now the next step is to heat emboss. So for heat embossing, we need some embossing powder and a Versamark ink pad. So I'm going to, oh, and a heat gun. So I am just going to run this over. Here's a little. So I'm just going to run this over the top. It is sticky, so you might have some resistance, but and your ink pad will get some colour on it, but that's all right. It won't transfer. All right, so while that's still wet, we want to dip it into the embossing powder. You want to tap off as much excess as you can, because otherwise it'll go flying when you heat it up with the gun. Pop your lid back on this so you don't accidentally put your heat gun in there and it goes everywhere. And then we want to use our heat gun to activate the, we're using our heat gun to activate the embossing powder. All right, so let's do that. All right, how pretty is that? Gorgeous. All right, so we've got one more step to do to that before we're finished, but we'll let that dry first, and we will find the next part. Hopefully I haven't chucked them somewhere that I can't find them. Nope, they're here. So I'm also embossing these. So these are just cut from some scrapbooking paper. And I'm just going to ink the edges. I've got some gathered twigs for this one. You can use any colour you like. I just hand cut those circles because I don't have a punch big enough. Alright, so now we're just going to use our Versamark straight on top. Just press them into the pad. So you don't get any of the red transfer. It's funny. Alright. Now the heat embossing powder that I'm using is ultra thick embossing powder, which is just what I have, but you can use whatever you've got. Alright, so move one out of the way so it doesn't go flying. And I don't have any heat proof tweezers, so I'm just going to face the heat away from. Alright, so this can go away now. Got little bits of embossing powder everywhere. That's okay. All right, so now what we want to do is get our brown, and I'm going to just go over the top because some of these bottom parts wouldn't have picked up the embossing powder. So the cardstock that is still raw, not covered in embossing powder, will still pick up the brown, and it gives a really nice aged effect, I think. All right, and then if you've got a wet one handy, just wipe the top of that. All right, so there's our top piece, and there's our toppers. Alrighty, so now then we'll put those aside and we'll work on the next part. So we've got our bases. These are cut from file folder, and this is the way that they were originally, and I've used the second fold to create the fold of the tag, and then so that I could get the length on the back for the pocket. So that's how I've done that. So then on the inside, I'm going to cover the top section with music paper. To do that, I'm just going to lay that over the top where I want it, line it up fairly straight so the lines work, and just trace around it. And I want it to come down onto the bottom part of the tag as well, because I'll show you what we're going to do there. And then we're going to cut that out. So now we just need some glue. Just going to use glue stick. Glue stick to start. And then a little bit of art glitter glue around the outside. And also on the, oh, it's not the right lid. Oh dear. Alrighty. Just going to line that up on there best that we can. Get a good stick down. And now we're going to go back to the bottom, which we missed, which is okay, and we're going to glue that down too. Alrighty, there's the top part covered. Then this section here behind the pocket, we are going to put some scrapbooking paper. And I have cut this stuff to the right width. So that's going to go in there. And then I want to have a torn section from about here to here. Just tear that. And then before we stick it down, I'm going to ink this top edge with the gathered twigs. Alright, and now we're going to stick that on here. So I'll glue this part and then I'll actually add glue to the back of this. As well, and a bit of art glitter glue on that top edge. Oh, having some trouble with this art glitter glue nozzle. It's not loving me after I filled it up. And it goes on there like that. Give that a nice smooth out. So at this point you'll see some of your edges aren't perfect, but that's all right because we can trim those up later. Okay, this next part is we are going to put on the pocket some, it's just printable vintage receipts if you've got something like that, or you can use whatever, more music paper, other scrapbook paper. So I'll just cut this out. Make sure I've got enough. And then we'll just glue that on there. Again, just a little bit of art glitter glue around the outside. And if you're not confident, and I'm not really confident, but I can wipe it off if I get it stuck on there, but you can stick some cardstock behind there so it doesn't bleed. I'll just use that. Alright, give that a nice press. And then we can trim. I'm not going to cut around that corner just yet because I'm going to round the corner there before I glue it shut, glue the pocket down. Alright, so there's that bit done. So now we'll just punch our corners. If we need to tidy them up, we can. Okay, so there's that part there done. Now's the ink time again. And do your inking. Now to put something on here, I have cut a few pieces of, this is from an old Tim Holtz Christmas collection. So I'm going to corner around this one too. Give it some ink. And glue that down. If you wanted to, you could make this into a little tiny pocket on the front, but I'm not going to today. I'm just going to stick it down as decoration. Okay, there we go. So the next part that we need to do is make the altered paper clip for the top. So for the altered paper clip, we need some file folder and a paper clip to make the structure. And then we need a couple of pieces of, no, we just need one piece of scrapbooking paper and the decorative element. So here are my options. So I've got these two here. That one goes with that and that one goes with that. So I think for this one, I'm going to use this to match this. So this is just a piece of file folder. Made sure it was twice the length at least of my paper clip, folded in half and pop a paper clip over the top. To make this part, I'm going to fold this in half. I've made sure that this piece here is the right size for my image here. And I'm going to ink the image that I decided to do the decoration for. Like that. Stick that on the front. And then I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to round the corners. Not even going to comment about this. And ink. Okay, so now to make it into a paper clip, we're going to attach this. So one side we're going to glue, and I'm going to use the fabric glue because it's got a little bit more substance to it. So I'm thinking that it will attach better sort of around the paper clip, because we do want to stick the paper clip down. Just coat that in glue and stick that right up in the top. And press that down well. And then the same on this side. So you want to make sure you don't get any glue outside of the file folder, otherwise you'll glue your whole thing shut and it won't work. Okay, so then when we put something in the middle here, it's very well attached because of the paper clip. So there's our Ultra paper clip, and that goes up here. Just going to attach that with some glue. And that becomes our tuck spot. Okay. Now, this next part is the cover. So these bits have all dried now, so we can glue this down. But first, let's ink our edges. And then we can glue this down. Make sure you get your glue right on the edge of this because it's quite thick with the embossing powder. We want it to stick down really well. Okay. Awesome. Oh, I've got tissue all over my fingers. Okay, this little edge part here needs trimming. And the bottom edge too. Right, so there we go. Now the belly band part, you could decorate this further if you like, but I've chosen to make a belly band. So for the belly band, I've got a strip of file folder cut to 1 inch and a strip of scrapbooking paper also cut to 1 inch. So we're just going to wrap this around our tag, and we want probably the front flap part of it to go nearly to the edge here because our magnet's going to be over here, and then that part will go there, and we'll just cut that off about there. Okay, so now we're going to cover our strip, but we're going to add a magnet to both sides. So to do the magnet, I have these little tiny magnets. They're pretty strong. I just got them off eBay, quite inexpensive. So we want to line everything up. And then we will trim our paper to fit our strip. Doesn't have to be perfect because we can trim that up later. Alright, so we'll take that out of there, and now we want to glue this back section together. Okay, and we'll put this back in. So this will be the front, folded over this way. Or is it upside down? Well, that's not really going to matter because we're going to cover it up anyway. Okay, so we need to put one, I think I'm going to do it that way because I need the extra space. Yep. Okay, so we're going to put one of the magnets on this page, on this side. So we want to glue. And then we want to put a dab of something a bit heavier where the magnet's going to go. We'll take one magnet, you can get them apart, and then put your other magnets away because they'll suck that over. And just drop it into that glue right there. And then press down your top part. You can take that out if you don't want any glue to seep out. Alright, give that a good press to get that nice and stuck. And then to get the second part, close this up, pull the file folder part over, apply your glue, and if you can feel where that is, guess where you put your blob, and then get your other magnet, and it will just automatically find its mate on there. And then you can glue all of that down. There we go. So now that closes automatically for you. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to decorate this belly band, and we are going to use some of this beautiful fabric. This came from Leanne. Thank you, Leanne. And I just want to find a part that I want to cut sort of around. So I think I'm going to follow this line here. Can I use a bit from the other side maybe? Yep. So I'm going to cut along here. And around this curve. Okay. And we're going to glue that only onto this side. We're not going to keep going over here because that will glue our closure shut. So that's why it doesn't matter what side our scrapbooking paper is on. Is that the way we want it? No, we want it that way. Okay. Let's attach that like that. And then we'll choose our topper. I have these two. So I think I'm going to choose Santa in the hot air balloon basket. And I'm going to attach it to this side here this time. Just like that. And then I also have some little ribbon bows which I wanted to attach. So these are going to be all the same elements, but they'll look a little bit different because I've changed up some of the placement of things or whatever I've done, which I think is part of the fun of making a couple of different items. You don't have to make them all the same. They're not going to the same person, so they don't have to be identical. But you can use your one idea and make it a couple of different ways. Strings. Oh, that's so annoying. Okay, there we go. Cute. And then to open her up, we just open her up that way. Okay, so we'll take that off and let that dry over there, and we'll finish up the inside of this. Oh, actually we do need to finish the back, so I just have a couple of pieces of just cardstock. I think I'm going to use the green. And I'm just going to cut it to size, and this is just to finish it off neatly. So I'm just going to eyeball it where I need to cut. To make this fit. Check. Yep. And then we can ink it if we want to and glue it down. Then you can further decorate the back if you like. You could add another pocket to the back. You could add another flip up to the back because you've got the belly band there that'll hold it shut if you wanted to make this a flipper, but I'm just going to attach it today. And then we're going to ink the back edge as well. just fix this up. It's lifted a little tiny bit. I mustn't have got glue right on the edge there. Alrighty. So now we can close this pocket. And I'm just adding in a couple of pieces of blank ephemera, a alterations tag, and a little claim check. And then in the top here, I'm just going to add something cut from the same paper collection that I've been using. So I just have, this is too big. How about I cut this square here? And that can go in there. Now, I did not do my inking on the inside, so let's do that now. I like to get my inside creases. I think that adds a little something special. Okay, we're done. That is that little Christmas tag. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope whoever receives these little Christmas tags likes them. And yeah, Merry Christmas. I hope you're getting some Christmas crafts done at the moment, and feeling the Christmas spirit, because it's coming fast. All right, I hope you have a great day. Thanks for joining me. Bye.